For a film that started out not that interesting, I actually really enjoyed Christmas Collision once it got going. This is the 2021 film, directed by Lana, written by Reed and Nancy Pushkar, and this stars Sebrina Scott as Theodora Greenlee, who is a character I was never really sure about, but once her paths crossed with Charles, usually referred to as Charlie, played by John Wells, and we got to know her character a bit more, I kind of warmed to her, which I guess is the point. She has to go to his, well, not his house necessarily, but the house of one of his relatives, because there have been some defaults on the payment. The business for which she works is looking to take over this house. But when she gets there, it's actually the wake for that homeowner, and she doesn't care. She's definitely not the kind of person she just wants to get the business done. But one thing leads to another, an accident happens, I won't say too much, and she ends up having to stay with Charlie, who is currently in charge of this property, bequeathed to him, I guess. And as they spend more time together, her heart begins to soften and we get to find out more about her. But ultimately, we never really find out too soon what the issue is with this house, because there's something surrounding these payments that means she can't just tick some boxes and be on her way. So it's quite beneficial that there's a small accident and she actually has to stick around. Everything fits together really nicely. A lot of coincidences, but it works really well. One thing that bugs me about these films, and it's not this film's fault, it's just the way the narratives go. You see it with this kind of film, with Hallmark films. When there's a problem, and suddenly a character's opinion changes in a negative way about another character, they just storm off and never give the other person a chance to explain things. And I never understand why they do that, because they're usually really nice people who are considerate and compassionate and willing to give somebody a chance. Never understand that with these films. But aside from that, I feel like the drama is pretty great. The mix of romance and some comedy, everything works really well. The Christmas aspect is pretty decent. It's not the most Christmassy film, but we have some baking, Christmas trees, all kinds of kind of festive things going on, just to give it enough Christmas without detracting from the main narrative. Christmas Collision is one that I really enjoyed, and one that I'm very happy to recommend.